Hello, my fellow digital entrepreneurs. Another video from Free Falcon on Shop Titans. We got another request for a video on, number one, where do we get Ascension Shards? And number two, what do we spend them on? And so we're going to dive into a few different things here today and go over that. So, one place to get them is they actually do occasionally pop up from the chest inside the opening chest off of the quest here. So you get your keys and you get to come in here and pop open some chests, and there are a percentage chance that you will get Ascension Shards. The chances or the quantity that you get goes up depending on the level of the chest. So here you can see that we have a 1.9% chance that we will pop some Ascension Shards in wooden chest. So if we come over here, for the Divine Key, we have a 2%, which is about the same across the board. I think it's 2% and everything except for the very first wooden chest. And then from that on, it is 2%. If you want to see the percentages and how much you get, I have done quite a few of the chest opening videos. I think we're not far out from doing another one. Looks like we're getting pretty close to having 100 plus. So we're probably going to do one maybe even over the weekend. I think we'll get there. So 13, 16, that's 29, plus 14. Yeah, I think we're getting real close. I'll do the math up later. But this is one of the primary guaranteed ways that if you open up your chest on a regular basis, you are going to get them. Now, inside the market, there is no way to purchase them, unfortunately. And if you could, they would probably be a whole lot of gems, but probably worth it as well, because the upside of having all of these done are really high. But there are ways to fuse them. Unfortunately, the ways to fuse them right now involve having blueprints, which are very hard. So right now, the blueprints are probably even more of a premium than the shards, because we need so many to unlock our T14 items and get our workers leveled up. So I actually do have enough from running this last one. So let's pop through, and while we're talking about those, I will unlock the next blueprint that I don't have. So this one popped open, so we'll just open these up. I am not trying to get these completed in any specific order. I just want them all done. So, got 83. Then we'll need some more to get those unlocked. So, we are needing thousands of those. Unfortunately, I didn't think that we would need that many. And I burnt through a bunch of them actually grinding for these shards. So, I guess it depends on your playstyle and how many you have reserved, if it's worth it to actually go through and convert those in or not. So I think right now it's probably not, unless you have everything unlocked and then worry about rotating later. So you can see here we need 50 per this level, 150 for the next one, and then 250 for the last. So you really don't need the merchant XP. But the surcharge cost is pretty big, and the craft speed bonus is pretty big for those items. So it might be worth it to do, even just for the couple items. But we are sort of getting off track, so let's get back on track of where we're getting our shards. So the next place to go is your events. So if we go in here to view rewards, we can see we have some shards coming up. We got some more shards over here, and we've probably unlocked some earlier in here. There we go. We've unlocked some more here. So every event, you're probably looking at 100, 150 shards or more. So we're looking at 110 here. 75, so 185. That's 215, 230. So we're looking at 230 off of this event. Up. And then 50, 260. So we're looking at 260 shards just off of this one event. So that's a pretty good amount. And each event kind of fluctuates on how much you're really getting from there. So let's dive in. And so we've went over the main ways. The shop also sells them as well. So you can come in here and spend actual money, but that's a lot of money. So if we're looking at what you get off of that one event, it is probably around like 50 or 60 bucks. So that's pretty rough. So I don't think cost-effective wise, it's not really that great to come in and buy these. So 35 for 10 bucks. I mean, that's a lot of actual in real life money. So now we covered where we get the stuff. Now let's look at what we're doing with them. And so you can see that my main goal is getting most of them to 51. So let's come in here to the items and we'll just pop one up. So we're looking here, come in here, look at the Ascensions, and then open them up. So we can see that the starting ones, you are getting a little bit of golds and gems, and then you get worker XP. And for most of the craft lines, except for the specialty ones, all of these are relatively the exact same, just specific to that one branch. So our shoes are one of our lowest ones. We only got 29 in here. So you can see that the surcharge is minus 10, 5%. So we'll get 20 mil when this hits 30. Then we start looking at reducing the sources, and then we are getting where we really want to be. So what we want is the level 45 and specifically level 51 for all of the quest lines that we can, because we get a 1% increase on our surcharge values, which is huge. That is such a big deal when we have so many different lines. So if we just pop this open, let's get all this closed so we can open it. So if we come in here to Ascensions, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so we got 15 already. And I think there's like 51 or something. There might be more than that even now. So if you can get all of them to 51 or the equivalent, so the specialty lines trigger at lower than 51 for that benefit. And so getting all of those is really the end goal for the Ascensions. So, I mean, the Ascensions also unlock capabilities inside of the item as well. So if we look, there's, one less of these. That's not even worth it because these are super cheap. So it's not even useful until you get to the second perk, which is 2 less of the ether, which is very beneficial. And then a 10% multi-craft chance, which isn't like a 1 in 10. It's like a multiplier, so it's probably even less than that without benefits. So so you're looking at 360 shards just to get to there. So that is quite a bit. So that is our overarching goal. So what we'd want to do is just come in here and we want to fill up from the bottom up, spinning as little of these shards as we can to hit those points. Unless you are really just wanting to specialize in something much heavier. So it looks like we did finish that, so we can complete those. So unless you're really crafting specific high-level items repeatedly for a purpose, I wouldn't suggest dropping them in the high ones. I would mostly gravitate in toward the bottom side just to fill up with the least amount of shards as you need to get these benefits. So if we're looking here, I think we are getting close on, let's see, I think our mill is one that's, nope, we need to get our mills up to 51 as well. but I think those are ones we don't have many of the benefits ones. So let's pop over and look at the mills. So we've got all our low level ones, so we are going to be coming in quite a bit heavier to get these. So we're needing 40 to finish that off. And then we would need to move up. So we want to get a lot more that we have like a bunch of the middle ones if possible. So let's look at our list here. So looks like we got the most of those. Let's look at our helms. I think we got a bunch of extra helms in the lower levels. So let's look at helms. And that will probably be the next one we are looking at finishing. Yeah. So exactly. So you can see we've got some of these low level ones that we haven't even dropped fully into. So we can drop 20 in there. That'll get us up to 37, and we'll just keep coming up the ranks, dropping as little as we can into each role. And so we drop that in, and now we are at 39, which will give us a 10% reduction in our secondary items for those items, which is really good. We drop in the 25. Now, early on, I don't suggest doing the third one, or if the third one is just the component reduction, because that's probably the least effective way. So yeah, like dropping 25 of these to gain just 2 less of that is really a waste. It might be better to save it to come up in here and do something that's actually impactful for the crafting as well. But also, you're going to want to throw that in to get up to the 51, because that is definitely a lot more effective than having to come up here and drop 80 or, Lord forbid, like the 100 and 120 or whatever. I think this one's 100, so yeah, 120 to get your top level one. But yeah, so that is the optimal choice of where you want to throw your things. Now deciding on the items is kind of a little bit of player's choice. So I do think that there are some lines that are just kind of better performing than others. So right now, and it depends on what your goal is. If you're wanting to level up right now, the auras are by far the best ones. So if you have the auras unlocked, I would suggest coming in here and throwing these in here, getting these unlocked. And also you can see that we hit it at 35, which I don't know that we can even hit with these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times 3 is, 39. So we literally have to unlock all of them. And that's even with having one of the bonus ones in. So on the base 12, right? Yeah, on the base 12, that's only 36. So you can't even finish the crafting line for that one unless you get at least a specialty item in place. But yeah, I think that's all I got for today on this subject. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.